Back working on this again. Okay. Now we're good. One thing I want up at the top here. This is out some old. Okay, let's do. Hello. Hey, yeah, it's been forever. Welcome. There we go. Yeah. Either one, it doesn't matter. It's all good. Yeah, welcome back. I've been good. How about you? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not fun. Yeah. Just like school, life in general, I guess. Crazy. Two. I'm glad you'll be all right. That's good. Yeah, I like that. So now, how's your streaming been going? No worries. Totally read that. But anyway. Totally read that. There we go. Yeah. sorry you've been under a ton of stress. How is your stream been going? So I'm working on the next tarot card fan art here. I did the line work for this one first, and I moved on to this one, and I finished this one before I finished this one. Now I'm going back in, because it took me, it was really, for some reason, it was more difficult drawing them than it was the car. But yeah, so I'm going in, I am the shadows and highlights. Kind of did the car last time, most of the car. I need to do chrome, then I need to do the boys, shading and highlights. This one is pretty much good to go. At some point I will change the font stuff on the bottom of these, but as of right now they're fine. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now, is a tarot card fan art for supernatural fan art. Streamed in ages. Sometimes you gotta take a break. Sometimes it happens. I didn't draw for 2 years. For once I got out of school for art. I didn't draw for about 2 years. Yeah. I wish I hadn't done that. There was no reason I couldn't do it. I had free time and stuff, but yeah, I just having been told all these deadlines and all that. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like I've definitely improved. I'm pretty happy with how these are turning out. I'm impressed with myself. Yeah, I took, like I said, I took 2 years off, and that was not the best. That was just on me. Sometimes you need to take a break. I wouldn't suggest 2 years. 2 years is a long time. If I were to give any advice to someone, taking breaks, like a couple months or whatever, or however long you need to take for yourself, absolutely fine. I would highly suggest not taking 2 years off like I did. Not the best idea. Yeah, and well, deadlines are, like, I expect deadlines. Deadlines aren't crazy. That's not like the part that was really so bad. It's really like my style. Teachers weren't a fan of like anime, obviously. Most art professors and stuff, they're not going to want you to do that kind of stuff. So it kind of limits you in trying to do things other people's way for 4 years, 6 years, depending. Like, it burns you. And then it's, on the other hand, it's also, yeah, having structured stuff, like structured assignments where you know exactly what they're looking for and stuff like that, kind of takes away from your ability to sit there and like draw from your mind sometimes. so it's like, that's another thing. Like, I liked to have structure. So now sometimes I just to like give myself restrictions and stuff. Because sometimes when you have restrictions, it's almost better creativity wise, because you have to think in a problem solving manner inside those parameters to make what you want out of what they've given you. That's kind of fun to me. So that was probably another small part of why I stopped, because I didn't have someone giving me those about the size I draw. Yeah, I mean, it's no teacher out there is gonna love everything you do. It's just not gonna. There are teachers out there who are more understanding of certain like stylistic preferences and stuff, but there are also teachers who are jerks, and they only want things done their way, and if you're not doing it their way, you're doing it wrong. And I never did well with those teachers. I had one teacher who I actually really respected, and it was a typography class, so it wasn't like art necessarily, like not really art, like in that sense. It wasn't illustration or anything like that. Typography is a whole beast in and of itself, and he was a wonderful teacher. I really respected him, and I did my first or second assignment for him was so bad. He ripped it apart, and it was we anonymously put our stuff up on the board, so he didn't like have favorites for anything, like, but he ripped it apart because we were supposed to put these characters uniformly spaced in a cube, and mine was a rectangle instead of a cube. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I was working off of a picture, which I can show you. Like, he didn't physically rip it apart, but he like ripped into me verbally without like directly at me at my project. But he was one of the best teachers. I wasn't even supposed to be in the class. I accidentally took the class early before I was allowed to, technically speaking. Which he found out like 3/4 of the way through the semester and still let me complete the course. Yeah, so here we go. This is the picture I'm working off of. I did not trace anything. I just used this picture for reference, and yeah, so let's grab it a bit. See if I can kind of get these side by side for a second. Yeah, that's the car. So you could tell I didn't trace or anything because like the angle is a little weird in the back. It starts to get a little bit funky, but yeah. No worries. I don't know what's up with that, but yeah. Yeah, there's the image I'm working off of, or worked off of. Now I'm kind of doing my own. But yeah, so he like ripped into my project, and like it was a nightmare. I knew it wasn't personal, and I didn't do the project correctly, so I understood, but it made it so much more rewarding later down the road when I Nope, that's not the color. I hate when that happens. When I got like the highest grade he ever gave people, it was from 1 to 10, and you never ever got a 10. No one ever got a 10. That was like unheard of. But he gave out 9s occasionally. One of my projects, I got a 9, and I legitimately almost cried because it was such an accomplishment for me at that point, because A, I shouldn't have been in the class. B, I'd gone from, like, in the beginning of the semester, totally messing it up. Also good. Yeah. But yeah, so it was crazy. He was a great teacher, very understanding. It was very gruff and like rugged. So like very intimidating when you first met him. But one of my favorite teachers I had throughout my college career. Yeah, I have a DeviantArt. I need to change the name because I made it back when DeviantArt was popular. I made it in high school, so I need to go in, but I don't want to necessarily get a subscription to change my name. I don't want to start a whole new one. And it's only like a couple bucks to like get one subscription, so I should probably do that. And I'll probably just do it. But yeah, so that was like one of the craziest things. Very cool. He was a really cool teacher, and that was a situation where like your art doesn't really come into. That's weird. Oh, it's because it's got the highlight over it. I believe so. I don't think they let you change your name without. Double check here. Last I checked, you need a subscription. Could be wrong. They might have changed that. I don't know. Yeah, you must be a core member of. So let's see. Yeah, so I mean, it's $4 for a month, so you could easily just. But I mean, like that's $4 just to change my name, which sucks a little. Not gonna lie. But again, I don't really want to. Like, I only have 32 watchers, so I could totally just make a new. Or just not change my name. I don't know. I haven't posted my stuff there in a little. I have posted some of my newer stuff. So yeah, it does require at least a subscription to change your name. Which, like, I understand if you were to try and change your name all the time, like charging for name change at a certain point. But I don't know. To me, it seems a little excessive. Just be me. Again, like I understand, like if you've changed your name already, and trying to change it again or something, like, oh yeah, gonna have to pay or whatever. Never changed my name. Same as I made it. Back in, gosh, 2000. Or ish, probably. I honestly don't. 2004, 2005, probably. It's a long. That isn't old again. Think of how the shadows are going to be on this. I'll probably adjust some of this stuff as I get to the highlighting part of this as well. Just because it's a chrome, so you want to kind of exaggerate certain things. Want that mirror look to what you're doing here. Right now I think it's looking pretty good as far as those shadows. But yeah, DeviantArt is a good place. I should probably colors. What I would suggest is finding artists with color palettes you like, pictures with colors you like, anime screenshots and stuff like that. Things that have colors you want to use. I'm not great with color. The color on this right here is all straight up, like I looked at that photo and I kind of approximated the color based on that. So, except for the car I chose like a warm black, where's it, the cooler? Yeah, it's the cooler black. The road is a warmer black. And black is a relative term in this. The only thing that's actually black are the lines of the car and the boys. Lines on the street there are actually just a darker gray. All the car is a dark gray. So that's another thing. When you're putting colors down, if you want really vibrant colors, want to use, sounds somewhat counterintuitive, but you want to use dull, more like mid-tone kind of color for other parts of your work. So like this, like his shirt's pretty blue. It's also kind of dark because it's next to this brighter tealy, but that's also kind of muted down. It's kind of weird. Color is a relative thing, so colors being next to each other is going to change how they appear. It's really weird. There's no hard and fast rule with color, which is fun. But I would suggest, yeah, using like photos, finding color palettes online, like search what kind of color, or just search color palette picker or something like that. Lots of things will kind of pop up. That's my big thing, is use stuff other people have already used. Like if you have an artist you really admire, use the color palette they have on some of their art. I've always had very intense colors if I tone it. So if you want certain colors to really pop and others to pop less. It's kind of one of those things. It's hard. So this is a pretty bright color. What color? Color palettes are good. Yeah. Highly suggest color palettes. So, but like this gray is darker than this highlight here. It's lighter than this shadow. So if you looked at that gray versus looked at like this right here looks a little bit different than if I drop it down and look at versus here. Kind of changes the color relationship, light to dark, because here it's lighter, here it's darker. Color is weird. Color is very, very strange. But yeah, color palettes are a great tool. Like I said, with regards to using color palettes you've seen artists you like use is a good way to go as well. I will sometimes take a screenshot of a piece of art and like pick colors off of it. All lit up. Selected. But yeah, color palettes are really good especially if you're doing like strange color combinations for a piece. I really like to use them when I'm trying to get like a synthwave acid kind of color palette look. I don't know if that makes sense. But like I did with one of my pieces a while back. I did it on stream, but like you got you've got these color palettes would be like acid color palettes. So I went through and I kind of look at got all kinds of options for acid color palette. But yeah, no worries. I appreciate you stopping by. Been a while. Always nice to see people pop in back and say hello. But yeah, so that would be one I would work with. Just like when you have something that's a little bit harder to figure out, definitely search a palette for it. Or like I said, use a picture that someone's taken, or use another artist's work for a color palette, like someone you admire, you take the colors off of that. And as far as like crediting with color palette, I don't know if it's necessary to credit for something like that, depending on how close your artwork is going to look to what they already did, I would say. But I mean, a color is it's its own. It's weird. And I mean, you're gonna, generally speaking, you're gonna end up with something that looks way different. And yeah, you use the same color palette, but your work is going to be someone else. So I don't know, kind of up to the artist, I guess, if they read it per palette. Hey, how's it going, sharpshooter? Then edge of the hill. Just a couple streams. Yeah, I mean, I did most of this last stream. Honestly, but I had the line art already done from a stream before, so that part shouldn't count it. I did all of the flat colors and I started the shading on the car stream. So I don't think you've really missed much. That okay, I think that's all the chrome. Oh, we haven't done this one. So I haven't put down the shadows and highlights for the boys. I'm finishing up the shadows and highlights for the car. Right now I'm finishing up the shadows. We'll put in the chrome highlights. I'm gonna probably do a separate shadow for the glass because it's gonna need to be a little bit less saturated, a little bit more transparent. There we go. I could send some. Yeah, absolutely. Do that. Always want to see what you guys are working on. Okay, so and then that right there. Yep, there we go. Yeah, so rotate it and zoom out. So why is still selected? Very strange. So yeah, we've got pretty much all of the chrome shadows done. Now I need to do the chrome highlights. And I might ring some of the highlights with a little bit of shadow. Give it a little bit more of a mirror. And see how that looks. But yeah, then I need to do shadows and highlights for the boys, and we're pretty much done with this one. At a later time, if I ever finish all of the set that I plan to do of these cards, I will fix the fonts at the bottom. For right now, this is what the fonts are. It's really simple. It reminds me exactly what it is, and so that's good. Yeah, so we're working on their fan art tarot cards for Supernatural. If people have seen that. whatever, but that's what I'm working on. So I'm gonna jump over to highlights here. Again, 25. There we go. But yeah, so just going in and hitting. But that's not right. Okay, so I'm gonna need to do the highlights for the chrome on a separate layer. Let's paint. So what I'm gonna do is duplicate that layer. That, and then go to delete. Now we're going to bump this up to probably that's I like 75. Let's get in there. Yeah, 75 is not bad. Chrome is a very, very tricky look to really get across. Not something that's really kind of like simple, easily done. Chrome is weird. How you need to approach it. Need lights. Need the lightest light, the darkest dark, pretty much in your work to be in play right next to each other, and it's this thing to happen. And one thing I'll do probably at some point is come back through and hit an edge around it with certain parts. Nice. Okay. I look forward to seeing them. So yeah, I'll probably come back through and ring some of the highlights with a little bit of the shadow, kind of make that a little bit chrome looking. One thing to do, I need to shade that bit right. Chrome is a strange thing to wrap your mind around, and it's a little bit more effective if you're doing like black instead of blue, honestly. But I don't know, I like the blue. It still works. You still get that feel, I think. Part. Just it's not as strong of a chrome look as it would be. Black. But car's black, road's black, lines are black. Hard to stuff that way. So hitting it instead. Try. Hopefully out the way we like. Not, you know, try again another time. But I like that and the edge of the shadow with that. Maybe. Yeah. And that's another thing, like with the whole color is a relative thing. Blue definitely kind of makes the right look for things. So white on that. So I'll probably do kind of white on some blue, and then I'll come back and edge of white. I'll push that color. But yeah, it's fun to challenge yourself sometimes. Like, I'm not good with mechanical type drawings, so this doing the car was a fun thing. It's, like I said, it's fun to kind of push yourself on occasion. Not all the time. Sometimes you need a break, but it's nice to have the option to push yourself a little bit sometimes. I'm not totally sure. I kind of need to figure that out. There's a lot more to do in this like set, but I don't want to do them all one after another. I'll probably take a small break from doing these after this one, but I definitely want to come back to them. 100%. I want to come back to the like the idea. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Is it illegal to drop kick a taco? I don't think so, but it should be. So I draw on other days sometimes. I don't always draw on other days. But I try to at least draw a little bit off stream as well. But the whole reason I started the stream was to make sure that I draw. So that's one reason I started the stream in the first place. So at the very least, I will draw on stream. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I don't have summer break anymore. I work. I'm an adult now, so yeah, that's a bummer. But yeah, I loved summer break when I was a kid / teenager. Oh god. Let's see. I kind of dig that. I'm gonna add a smidge of highlight to some of this. Like that little extra boost to that. Oh, well, whoever that is. Thank you. Welcome and thank you. Much appreciated. I like that extra little bit of highlight. I'm gonna throw bridge bits. Sounds weird. I had to go. Hope yeah. Thank you, you too. Yeah. Have a good day. So yeah, going in, let's hit some of these higher is with that. So I'm just gonna. Yeah, there. Nope. All right, that's not. Edge. Okay, there we go. Ooh. Oh, I like that a lot. Figuring things out while you're working is fun. Sometimes it's a nightmare, but when it looks good, it's always a good time. Stuff out. Actually going through it. So I guess I'll erase. The other side won't have it. Yeah, the other side won't have it, but it. Other edge. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Everything. Bring it this way. Ooh, that. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Okay, do it. No, put down there. Okay, so let's zoom out here. Ooh, I like those. They look. Well, it makes it look really nice, shiny. I do think I want to go in and bring some of the highlights in the chrome with blue. Drop shadow layer here. 80. Well, really should have put this. Oh. It's not chrome. Okay, so yeah, and when you kind of bring chrome, it gives it a little bit more of a chrome, the highlights on chrome, gives it a touch more of a chrome look. I think, personally, because part of the thing that makes chrome look so shiny is the light and dark being really, really close to each other. Have to be every little spot, but bit that look. So let's zoom out a little bit and see those tiny little pops. They look a little bit more chrome. Tiny little marks. Occasional little spot there. Ah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Welcome. With that, having little chrome, or the edge of the highlights on the chrome, there we go, are important. They're, like I said, don't have to be on every little highlight, but some. Hey! Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. All right. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you hanging out for a bit. Always fun. Always appreciated. There. Okay, so kind of going in and hitting little bits. I do need to laying on that, so there, shadow a little bit. Okay, so I like that. I think it looks really nice. Solid start. Well, I do need bump the brush. Kind of bump that a bit. Thank you. That's it. There we go. All right. There we go. So I've got all of the highlights, shadows for the car pretty. Might do something different with light. Be a little bit more to the lights. Probably should just give them a little bit of something real. All right. Pretty with the highlight. Anyways. Okay, so we got that. Now I need to do just doing the same shadow. I think I might lighten the shadow separately. Let's just for the heck of it do this later. And we're going to just delete. This way I can kind of adjust the shadows on the boys here. I don't like the way looking. Yeah. Okay, so starting. Sure, something like that there. So shadows are always weird for me, especially on clothing. Trying to figure out that his strong suit. Just kind of fumble my way through it. No worries, I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping in. And thank you again for following us and the sport. I really appreciate that. So, always seems to be kind of a guessing game when it comes to shadows for me. I have a general understanding sometimes. So if you ever feel confused when it comes to shading something, you're not alone. Don't worry about it. Not the only person having that wrong. This is at least shoes are like a hard material, and it's going to be straightforward. So many intricate things. Not too bad. Kind of makes sense, I think. Art. Not gonna say it makes perfect sense because it probably. Gonna have. Side, but I think that works. Pretty good start. Hate that. We're gonna move up to shirt now. change. The shadow, at least for the skin. I like it on the jeans. Shadow on the skin might have to. So I'm gonna fix that. So, yeah. More than I typically would. Just to. These are going to be pretty small. Okay. Because I mean, these are for fun, but I'd also maybe at some point. We'll see what. Okay. Again, I might go in and erase out the skin shadows. Second. Okay. Side. Not perfect, but not bad. I don't mind that. Hard because it's very, very small. simple. I don't know. So let's see here. I don't hate that. Might have to look and see how shadows look a little bit lighter on the skin area. Overall, I don't know. As far as the shading goes. So I'm way down at the bottom on this one because the boots are full. So one of the things about the boots is actually right here, creased, funky up in there. So I kind of make a squiggle, kind of form me. Shadow. Yeah, I don't. There we go. Okay, so jeans. Party of this right here. Okay, so then a lot going on right. Hopefully. All right. So watch this. Shadow. Edge of the shadow. Yeah, I think that's pretty. I like that. Simple. Is the right look, I think. Bed. Working our way. Shit. All right. Interesting. Sure. It's gonna be on positive side. There is pretty simple. Okay. I like it. I like it. All right, so we're kind of here. Not too bad. So we're gonna throw down. This looks like it's wearing like shadow. Oh. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, that's not too bad. There. The very least shadows just a bit. Probably. And then, make some slight adjustments. It's pretty solid. As far as shadows go. I like that. Much better. Okay. Dropped it. 55. A lot more of a natural look. Why doesn't? Which I think is a very, very good thing. Okay. Cool. I think that's almost all of it. That's actually not. go with a slightly. Okay. Parts of this. I'll lighten a smidge, I think. Dash at least. Thanks. Welcome, Kim Vivi. Very much. Actually, really close to. Shadow for the objects inside to just blue down smooth. Ish. Oh, that'd probably help. Right button. There we go. Real light. So still need to hit these. Actually, back this up. Not bad. Now we just need to hit highlights. I think this is also it's okay, so we'll Looking. Too far in. Other than that, though, very good. So, we are. Oh, wait, no. More boys. Like that. So, add another here. You can always add more on the other. 75%. Let's start. I think I'm gonna have 75 for the skin. It's not bad for the shirt. Picks it up all in. Oh, thank you, Electric Fox. Much appreciated. There too. Am I going with the pencil instead of pen to kind of smooth those highlight transitions out a little bit better? See? Oh, and that's should be somewhat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. No worries. Always, always glad for the support. If it's just a pop in, much appreciated. Okay, so pretty good. All right. Yeah, almost. There. Another situation where parts. These would probably be somewhat shiny, I suppose, so I wouldn't pull that down too much. Could dull them down. No. Through, just kind of getting the. And I can come in, especially with the like jean shirts. I can hit it with pencil, kind of dull it, make it not quite as harsh. I want the shadows to be pretty harsh, but some of these highlights I want to transition a little bit. Check it. Not the greatest hair, but it's really simplified. It's hard to here, like down. Just to kind of smooth that transition. Like I said, the shadows for the most part I think are something, but some of these highlights should probably smooth down a little. We are kind of this one. Sometimes you have to push and pull. broadly. Bringing it back. Nothing crazy, just kind of going in, pushing it, pulling it. Right, so shadows were good. The highlights less great. I think that's better. All right, so I'd say that's pretty much done now, which is exciting. I think it's a really good looking. Pretty good looking overall piece. Don't know why that was hard to figure out. I mean, there's issues in places, but it's a pretty small piece when if it's ever actually printed. Relatively small, speaking. So I still have. Should probably. Alright. That's probably not how you spell Chariot. Bars? Question. Alright, so grab all these layers. That. Okay, cool. So, oh, thank you. Welcome. Just kind of catching up. That's another one I've got planned and permit got planned. I've knocked 2 out. I've cut 2 more that I've thought out the at least somewhat semi-done the posing here. That's exciting. Super awkward, but yeah, no, it's all good. It's probably the next one of these I'll be doing. I don't think I'm gonna be starting next one. Probably do something else just to break it up. I don't want to get burnt out on these. I do want to at some point finish all of these, which would be really exciting. Have a full set of supernatural fan art tarot cards is the idea. At some point, have a full deck that I can get printed. That'd be cool. can't really sell them, which is kind of a bummer, I guess, because I don't own the rights to that at all, obviously. But yeah, it's the latest. Whoop, the border. That's the latest one. This is the first one I did. Pretty happy with them. They're looking pretty good. Oh, I need to put in this back. That's not good. Real quick, throw in some in the back. Sorry. Back here, side. Start. Grab that. Want to. Nope. Want to. Symmetry. So close. Spot. That'll work. Yeah, trying to get that kind of cut feeling. This is one of those weird spots about it. Those. I have to slide those a smidge. Not too bad. All right, so that'll. Sharpen, rounded edge. Inevitably good. Brush likes to do its own thing. Glad I did the border separate. Okay, I think pretty. There we go. Okay, so that's yeah, that's fine. So now let's go. Set that. That ruler. Need it anymore? Slide it. Smidge. On this layer, Dark. Let's see. There we go. Close though. It's close. I want to make sure they're the same. I want to have like 15 slightly different shades. It's easy. 2. Else? Right? Alright, so now we're good. Save that. So yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm going to be working on next. Have to figure that out. I appreciate everyone who stopped in. I'm going to call it here today a little earlier than I know, at least. Not a whole heck of a lot early, but I've been at this almost 2 hours. It's getting a little warm in here. So, call it early. But I really appreciate everyone stopping in and supporting me and following and all that fun stuff. You guys are awesome. And really appreciate it. State that enough. You guys rock. So, I stream Saturdays, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Pretty much every Saturday. Gonna be a few one coming up here that I won't be able to be out of town, but for the most part, every Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific, I'll be here wherever you are, other places, all at the same time. Yeah. So thanks again for stopping in. You guys have been wonderful. Really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys again. Tell your friends, your family, if they like art. Watch someone do that. Chat with them, maybe have some questions or whatever. I always like to answer questions and talk with people, chat while I'm working. I think it's fun. Much appreciated again, everyone who stopped in and followed me today. Really, really appreciate that. You guys have been awesome. Hope to see you next time.